Hi there, welcome back or welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Pigeon and I will be guiding you through yoga today. We are going to get started today in a standing forward fold. Come towards the front of your mat, bring your feet out wide, about the width of your mat, and then bend your knees a lot. You can use any props such as a block here if you want to rest your hands on it, or just let your arms hang heavy. Now, this is sometimes a pretty big pose to start a class in, so if you want to bend your knees a little bit more and kind of make this more of a squat mixed with a forward fold, go for it. I really want your lower back and your neck, pretty much your entire spine to feel pretty relaxed and like it's hanging heavy. So if you feel like it's straining your upper back or your neck too much, just go ahead and bend your knees more and rest your stomach on your thighs. Now, once you get to a somewhat comfortable place, feel free to find some movement. You can bend, straighten the legs. You could sway a little bit side to side. And then start to notice your breath. So you might notice a little bit more lift through your upper back, the back of the lungs, the back of the ribs as you breathe in. And then notice as you exhale and squeeze your core, you feel a little bit more fold, more depth. Again, inhale, filling up. Exhale, folding. Release your hands to the mat if they're not already and start to walk them over to the right. Bend your right knee. Press the outer edges of your feet down and feel a nice big stretch through the left side. Walk your hands through center and over to the left. Lengthen through the right side. Press the outer edges of your feet down for 3, 2, 1. Walk your hands back through center. On your inhale, lift up halfway. Pull your shoulders back. On your exhale, fold. Again, inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Last time, inhale halfway. Now step just your left foot back, so you're in kind of like a runner's lunge, but your right foot is still on the outside edge of your mat. So bend and straighten into your legs a few times, kind of like a lizard pose, bending, straightening. I like to use fingertips. You could also use your palms or blocks here. Let's go ahead and pause with the right leg straight, foot flexed. So you might like to take your right hand on the other side of your foot now. Flex your toes, so pull them back towards your face and think about driving your right heel into the mat. You're super high on your left toes, maybe even drop your head and look back at your left foot. Pull your belly button back for 3, 2, put your right toes down, 1. Feel a stretch through the front of your ankle, shin. And then let's meet in a runner's lunge twist. So I'll have you put your left hand down, right arm up. Now, I'm not sure if we've done this in my class before. You're going to turn all 10 toes towards the long right side of your mat. So you're kind of sinking onto the outer edges of your feet. Your hips will dip a little bit. We're in a sunrise lunge. You might want to walk your right foot a little bit more towards the back of your mat. Now, lower your left hip towards the mat and reach your right arm towards the back of your mat. So the right arm is basically parallel with your left leg. Now as you inhale, lift your hips up, squeeze your left oblique, and stretch your right arm over your head. Again, lower your hips down, reach right arm towards the back of your mat. Lift your hips up, right arm overhead. 1 more, lower hips down. Squeeze your left oblique, lift up. Now, right hand down, spin and walk it to the left. Wide leg forward fold. Now you're facing the left side of your mat. Line your fingertips up with your toe tips. Chaturanga arms, so the elbows bend back instead of out. Squeeze your legs, feel your kneecaps lift up. Same thing on your inhale, you might notice a gentle lift of your chest, your sternum. On your exhale, squeeze and fold. 1 more. Halfway lift on your inhale. Walk towards the back of your mat, find a runner's lunge, and drop your back knee. Low lunge, facing the back of your mat, arms up. Melt your hips forward. You can always wiggle your left foot more forward if you don't feel a stretch. Take an inhale. Exhale, left hand to your left hip. Stretch your right arm up and over, side bend. If you'd like, you could also bring your right hand behind your head. That feels better. Stay here. 3. Squeeze your left oblique. 2. 1. Inhale, back up through center. Let's go hands to the mat. Tuck your right toes. Down dog splits. So 3-leg down dog with the left leg up. Swing it back. Bend your knees, stack your hips in an open position, and then feel free to roll out your ankle and your hip joint, or just stay still if that feels best. Lengthen your arms, even pressure in your palms. Take an inhale, square off your hips. On your exhale, crunch your left knee into your nose. Dome your back. Now cross your left ankle over your right thigh for figure 4 down dog. Personally, I like to bend the right knee, more like figure 4 bear pose. Up to you, what feels best. Either way, strong arms, flex your left toes. 3, 2, 1. Shift forward, left knee in towards your chest. And then drop your left shin on the mat like tabletop. So you're in a tabletop with your right leg straight. Lift your right leg up behind you. Flex your foot, pull your belly button up. Now, stretch your left arm forward. Feel a big reach from your right heel all the way through your left fingers. Now bend your right knee like you're stamping your heel towards the ceiling and sweep your left arm back. Stay there or grab your right foot and kick a little bit to the right. Parallel your chin with the mat. Plug the right shoulder back as you try to draw your sternum forward for 3. Gripping with the right fingers might help a little bit. 2. And 1. Gently release left hand and right toes to the mat. Spin your left shin behind you. Spin your right foot down and open up modified side plank at the back of your mat. Left hand down, right arm up. Extend your right arm overhead if you want more. And if you want to back bend, lift your right leg up. Bend your knee and grab your foot from the outside. Instead of kicking up, just try to kick back. Looking down at your left hand will be a little easier. Looking up will be a little harder for 3, 2, 1. Release that right foot if you've got it and bring it back down to the mat. Roll onto your right hand, spin back to a tabletop position. Facing the back of your mat, cat-cow. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. A few more. Inhale, arch. All the way to the top of your breath, and exhale, round until you're completely empty. A few more. Last 2. Last 1. Let's make our way back to downward facing dog. Toes tucked, hips high. Feel free to adjust your hands and your feet as needed. Always feel free to bend your knees and or lift your heels up. Focus more on lengthening through your waist and getting your hips, your tailbone up nice and high. Take an inhale. Exhale, step your left foot forward. And you might want to wiggle your left foot a little bit out to the left. So we're in that same position we started in on the other side. Spend a few moments bending and straightening into your legs. You can flex the left toes or keep them on the mat. It's up to you. We'll pause with the left leg straight. You might like to take your left hand on the other side of your foot now, and then come up really high into your right toes. Look back at your right foot. It's almost like you're going to start a race and catapult yourself forward. Breathe into the back of your left leg, and then put your toes back down on the mat. Feel the stretch through the front of your leg, maybe fold a little more. And let's go runner's lunge twist. Right hand down, left arm up. We're going to go to this sunrise lunge again. So you'll roll to the outer edges of both feet. All 10 toes will turn to point the same edge of the mat that you were facing when we did this on the other side. You might like to wiggle your left foot back a little bit. Now, as you lower your right hip down, your left arm will reach towards technically the front of your mat. Your left arm is parallel with your right leg. Now, press into your right hand, lift your hips up, and sweep your left arm up and over. You should feel a stretch through your outer hips. Lower your hips down, left arm towards the front of your mat. Squeeze your right oblique and lift your hips up, maybe look up. One more, hips down and hips up. Left hand comes down, pivot and walk to the right, wide leg forward fold. Adjust your feet as needed. Feel free to grab your feet or ankles or just keep your hands on the mat. Think about your tailbone lifting up, growing long through your spine. Really work your breath here. Inhales lengthening, exhales folding. One more. Halfway lift and walk towards the front of your mat. Drop your back knee. We'll find a low lunge, right leg forward. Both arms up. Melt your hips forward. Feel free to adjust your front foot. Take your right hand to your right hip. Inhale. Exhale, lean over to the right. Pull your belly button back. Squeeze your right oblique. Inhale back up through center. Both hands to the mat. Down dog splits. 3-leg down dog, right leg up. Bend your knee, stack your hips open. Roll it out or find any other movement that feels good. Try to drive your left heel towards the mat. Take an inhale, square your hips. Exhale, crunch, right knee into your nose, dome your back. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh for figure 4 down dog. Or if you're like me, you might like to bend your left knee a little bit for more of a figure 4 bear pose. Think about lifting the hips, the tailbone up, lengthening through your low back. Then we'll go ahead and shift forward, right knee into your chest, and then drop your right shin down. So you're in a tabletop with the left leg straight behind you. Lift your left leg up, and notice if you start to arch your back a lot here. So try to minimize that, pull your belly button in. Now reach your right arm forward. Bend your left knee, stamp your heel towards the ceiling, and sweep your right arm back. You do not need to grab the foot, but if you do, you're gonna kick back, up, and a little left. Draw those shoulder blades together, gaze forward, 3, 2, gently release 1. Right hand and left toes to the mat. Spin your right shin behind you and left foot down as you open up modified side plank. Shoulders stacked or top arm extending. Stay there or left leg lift. Bend your knee and reach back for the outside edge of your foot. If you've got that, again, you're kicking back instead of up. Knit your ribs in slightly for 3. Hips forward, 2, 1. Gently release the foot if you've got it and bring it back down to the mat. Left hand down, roll into your tabletop and walk your hands forward for puppy pose. Forehead down, hips high. Melt your spine in towards your heart. I like to grab the top of the mat here and imagine pulling it forward if that feels good. Press the tops of your feet and ankles down, draw your low belly in, and then slide all the way forward onto your stomach. Hands under shoulders, feet wide, the width of your mat, roll up, cobra pose. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, back up, cobra. Exhale, right back down. Last time, inhale up. This time, just bring your stomach down. Keep your chest floating. Now lift your hands up. So you're using your back muscles entirely. Draw the shoulder blades together and lift your legs up. Point your toes, gently tuck your chin. Squeeze every single muscle in the back of your body for 3, 2, 1. Hands down, roll up, cobra pose. And we'll find our child's pose. Knees out wide, forehead to the mat. Adjust your legs, your knees as needed. Start to feel a little bit more length, a little bit more depth or softness in your body. Poses that may have been challenging 10, 20 minutes ago, now you could approach with a little bit more ease. Let's take a big breath in and exhale. When you're ready, find a downward facing dog. Squeeze your leg muscles, feet are the width of your hips. Try to hide your heels behind your ankles. Little bend in the knees if you need to. Lengthen your arms and press your inner palms down. I like hands a little wider than shoulder width so you don't feel any crunching in your neck. Let's take a big breath in. On your exhale, step your right foot towards your right thumb. Spin your left heel down and rise up, warrior one. Sink a little more into your right leg. Take an inhale. On your exhale, skandasana or side lunge at the back of your mat. Bend your left knee. Either flex your right toes so they point up at the ceiling for skandasana, flying monkey, or put your hands down and turn your right toes towards the long edge of your mat. Either way, you're going to feel a nice stretch through your right inner thigh for 3, 2, stamp into your left foot, wide leg fold, straight legs, right hand down, left arm up, twisting towards the back. You'll notice your hips want to shift to the left, so try to shift them back to the right. Expand your chest, feel a twist through your torso. Inhale. Exhale, walk your hands forward towards the front of your mat. Left hand down, right arm up, twisting. Stack your shoulders, squeeze your inner thighs towards your midline. And can you bend your right knee a little bit more? Now look forward. Feel free to use a block if you've got one. Your right hand will go forward as you open up to the left for half moon, balancing. Gaze down easier, gaze up harder. Notice if your ribs are flaring out, try to tuck them in and pull your belly button back. Left leg, your back leg is nice and active, firm thighs. Generous bend into your right knee. Start to take a step back. Find a warrior two. On your inhale, let's go ahead and straighten the legs, reverse triangle. Reach your right arm up and back. On your exhale, let's bend the right knee for side angle. Rest your elbow on your thigh, left arm up or extending forward. Notice your right toes. If they're really grippy, press down more through the heel. Keep your legs bent, reverse warrior, one breath. Exhale, both hands to the mat. Step back, first chaturanga. Lower halfway, knees up or down. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Squeeze your thighs. Exhale, low belly squeeze, press back, downward facing dog. Take an inhale. Exhale, step your left foot forward and rise up, warrior one. Generous bend in your left knee, about 90 degrees. Melt your hips more forward, take an inhale. Exhale, skandasana or side lunge at the back of your mat. Again, left toes flexed, pointing up, or hands to the mat, all 10 toes towards the long edge of your mat. There's no right or wrong, better or worse, just options. Now stamp into your right heel, straighten your legs. Left hand down, right arm up, twisting. Shift your hips a little to the left and you'll feel more twist in your torso. Take an inhale. Exhale. Let's bring that right hand down. Walk it all the way towards the front. Runner's lunge, twist. Right hand down, left arm up. Try to get your hips in one line. So think left hip down, right hip up a little bit. Now look forward. Left hand will go forward, mat or block as you open up towards your right, half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Flex your right foot. Squeeze both legs. Think about squeezing the glute muscles together to externally rotate your hips. Start to bend into your left knee and take a gentle step back. Straighten your legs, reverse triangle, left arm up. Exhale, side angle. Rest your elbow on your thigh. Reach your right arm up or extending. Feel a gentle lean back over the left thigh. Again, glute muscles squeeze together so you feel opening through your hips. Keep your legs bent, reverse warrior. Exhale, both hands to the mat. Step back, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, take an inhale. Exhale again, step your right foot forward. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Exhale to the back of your mat, skandasana or side lunge. Stamp into your left foot, lift your hips, right hand down, left arm up, twisting. And then walk it towards the front, runner's lunge. Inhale, right arm up. Look forward, half moon, right hand, mat or block. Expand, open your chest, stack your shoulders. Take a generous step back, warrior two. Straight legs, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Bring your elbow to your thigh or hand to your mat. Now this time, we're gonna sink again to skandasana at the back of the mat. But instead of holding there, I'm gonna have you use your hands and drop down towards a seat. So in a seated position at the back of your mat, with your right leg parallel to the outside edge of your mat. Extend your left leg as well, so your hips are at a 90-degree angle. Now take your left hand outside of your left hip, your fingers pointing towards the back of your mat. Your right toes will turn in, your left toes will turn forward. So forward as in the same direction as your left fingers. We're going fallen triangle. You'll lift your hips up. The right foot spins down like warrior two. Left toes and left fingers both pointing towards the back of your mat. Right arm can reach up or extending overhead for 3, 2, 1. Bring your right hand down and roll onto your right toes. As you press back, cross your left ankle over your right thigh for figure 4 down dog. Facing the back of your mat, left ankle over right thigh. This time, I want you to walk your hands all the way back towards your right foot and start to bend into your right knee. Take your time. Start to float your hands off the mat for balancing figure 4. Hands can come to your heart center or any other comfortable position. Keep your left toes flexed. Gentle tuck of your chin. Stay here, breathe for 3, 2, 1. Let's stand up and go tree pose. Bottom of the left foot to your inner right thigh, hands to your heart. Squeeze your glute muscles together, feel your hips rotate out. Try to think left knee back. Tuck your tailbone, breathe here for 3, 2, 1. Left knee back through center. Dive yourself down to a standing splits. Hands down, left leg up. Now step your left foot behind your right foot so your ankles are crossed. And then wiggle your right foot a little bit to the left so there's a little bit more space between your feet. Feel free to bend your knees as you walk your hands over to the right. Walk your hands back through center. Come up high, at least onto your right toes, and keep walking your hands to the left as you pivot on your feet. We'll meet in a standing forward fold facing the front of your mat. Take your peace sign fingers and grab your big toes. On your inhale, lengthen. On your exhale, fold, elbows out, maybe a little bit back. Pull your belly button up towards your tailbone. Sink through the crown of your head. Always feel free to bend your knees here. Focus more on the lengthening of the spine than the straightening of the legs. One more breath. Inhale, release that, halfway lift. Put your hands down, step or jump back, chaturanga. We'll meet in a downward facing dog and do that on the left side. Take an inhale. Exhale, step your left foot forward and rise up, warrior one. Skandasana or side lunge at the back of your mat. Left hand down, straighten your legs, twisting. Reach your right arm up. Bring your right hand down and walk towards the front of your mat. Right hand down, left arm up. Look forward, left hand, mat or block. As you open it up, half moon pose. Take a generous step back, warrior two. Feel free to adjust your feet. Straighten your legs, reverse triangle. Exhale, side angle. Bend your left knee. Now we're going to go to Skandasana again at the back of the mat. Bend into your right knee and sink your hips, but use your hands to take a seat all the way down. Your left leg stays parallel with the outer edge of your mat. Your right leg extends so your hips are at 90 degrees. Right hand outside your right hip, fingers pointing towards the back of your mat. Your left toes will turn in. Your right toes will turn in the same direction as your fingers. Let's lift those hips up, fall in triangle. Left arm up or extending, hips up for 3. Make sure your left foot is down like warrior 2, 2, and 1. Left hand down, roll onto your left toes. As you press back, cross your right ankle over your left thigh for figure 4 down dog. Start to walk your hands all the way back towards your left foot. You'll have to bend your left knee as you get closer. Bending into the left knee, as slowly as you need to. We'll meet in a balancing figure 4 with your hands at your heart center. Flex your right toes. Breathe here for 3, 2, tree pose. Come up to stand. Imagine growing roots through your left foot. Stamp your heel down. Press your right foot into your left thigh and your left thigh into your right foot. Notice if you're arching your back a lot, try to knit your ribs in and scoop your tailbone for 3, 2, 1. Right leg in front of you and dive down, standing splits, hands to the mat. Step your right foot behind your left foot so your ankles are crossed, and then move your left foot a little bit over to the right. So there's more space. Feel free to bend your knees a bit as you walk your hands over to the left. Now walk your hands back through center. You'll need to lift at least your left heel. Keep walking your hands over to the right. Kind of pivot on the balls of your feet until you're facing the front of your mat again. Adjust the feet as needed. Now slide your hands under your feet, palms up, toes towards your wrist crease. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Again, bend the knees if you need to. Head relax completely. Feel some space between the shoulders and the ears. Soften the muscles in your face and really squeeze your lower abdomen. The more you squeeze there, feel the tailbone lift up and the crown of the head sink for 3. Imagine rolling your weight forward into your toes, 2. And 1. Release that halfway lift. And then put your hands down, step or jump back, Vinyasa. All right, one more time. We'll move through that and add some more poses on. Right leg up. Exhale, step. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale to the back, Skandasana. Straight legs, right hand down, left arm up. Inhale. Exhale, walk it towards the front runner. Left hand down, right arm up. Right hand forward, mat or block, half moon. Take your time as you step back. Warrior 2. Straight legs, reverse. Exhale, side angle. To the back, Skandasana. Use your hands, maybe a block. Take a seat all the way down. Left leg extends, hips at 90. Left hand outside left hip. Lift your hips up, fall in triangle. Now the right hand comes down, roll onto your right toes. As you press back, left ankle over right thigh, figure 4 down dog. Walk your hands all the way back towards your right foot again. You'll bend your right knee and come up to standing, balancing figure 4. Take your time. We're not going to go to a tree pose again. You'll either take your left peace sign fingers to your big toe or your hand to your knee. As you come up to standing, right leg straight for sure. Left leg will either go out to the left, grabbing the big toe. If you notice you're compromising here, I want you to grab your left knee. Either way, try to think lengthening through the crown of your head. Everything is stacked over your right foot. So instead of leaning off to the right, grow up nice and tall. 3, 2, squeeze your left oblique. 1, bring your left leg through center. Reach your arms up, float your leg, extend it forward for 3. Shoulders forward, 2. 1, standing splits. Dive down, hands to the mat. Left leg up nice and high, forehead towards your right shin. Now keep your left leg up as you walk your hands forward. Down dog splits. Bend your left knee. Stay here or shift your shoulders forward over your wrists. Roll to the outside of your right foot and step your left foot behind you for wild thing. Hips to the sky. Look at either hand. Breathe here for 3, 2, 1. Left hand down. Step your left foot forward. Shorten your stance, pyramid pose. Fold over your left leg. Squeeze your inner thighs. Bend the left knee first if you need to. If you've got a block, you might want to grab it for this next pose. From pyramid pose, we've got revolve triangle. Right hand down, mat or block. If you're using a block, go inside your foot. Left arm up. Shift some weight back into your right leg, that's your anchor leg, and swing your hips slightly to the right. Expand your chest. Breathe here for 3, 2. Look down, right hand forward, right leg lift up, revolve half moon, or bend your right knee. I even like to bend the left knee a little bit as you take your left hand back, grab the inside of your foot like what we did on our knees. Revolved full moon. I like to turn the block to the tall height, kick a little bit to the right, chest forward for 3, 2, and 1. Gently start to release that. Both hands down and big step back with your right foot. Drop your right knee and find a half split. Flex your left toes, maybe windshield wiper them around. We won't be here too long, but I want some relief on that left leg. All right, shift back forward, runner's lunge, or low lunge, I suppose, left knee bending. We're gonna go right hand down, tuck your right toes. Now roll to the outside of your right foot, kind of into that sunrise lunge we did in the beginning. You'll either take side plank on the right with tree pose legs, or left peace sign fingers, grab your left big toe, roll to the outside edge of your right foot, and send your hips up. Right shoulder over wrist, almost imagine sliding a piece of paper forward, so kind of towards the back of your mat actually for 3, 2, 1. Left hand down, let's grab a pigeon pose. Left knee behind your wrist, right leg long behind you. Come down to your forearms or stack your palms. Feel free to use your block under your hip or under your forearms, whatever feels good. Breathe here into that left hip. Few more breaths. Slowly start to walk your hands back under your shoulders, tuck your right toes, and step your left foot back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's do that all on the other side. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale to the back, skandasana, bend your right knee. Left hand down, straight legs, reach your right arm up, twist. Right hand down as you walk towards your left foot, runner's lunge. Right hand down, left arm up, twist. Look forward, left hand, mat or block, open up towards your right. Flex your right foot, half moon. Big step back, warrior two. Straighten your legs, reverse triangle. Rebend your knee, side angle. To the front of your mat again, skandasana. Bend your right knee and sink your hips. Use your hands to take a seat all the way down. Left leg parallel, outside edge of the mat. Right leg extends, hips at 90. Right hand outside, right hip, fingers forward. Open it up, hips up, fall in triangle. Make sure your back heel spins down. Left hand down, cross your right ankle over your left thigh as you press your hips up and back. Figure four, down dog. Right ankle over left thigh, facing the front of the mat. Walk your hands all the way back towards your left foot. You'll bend your left knee, and on your own time, start to rise up into your balancing figure four. Find a place of focus for your gaze. Right peace sign fingers to your big toe or hand to your knee. Either way, as you come up to standing, I want your left leg strong and sturdy. One side might be easier than the other. Give yourself some grace. Breathe here. If your breath feels choppy or shallow, try to make it as full as possible. You've got it. 3, 2, 1. Bring your right leg through center and take your arms up. Extend your right leg forward, shoulders forward. 3. You'll feel this in your lower abs. 2 and 1. Dive down, standing splits. Kick right leg up as high as you can. Forehead towards your left shin for 3, 2. Walk your hands forward, down dog splits. Right leg up. Bend your knees, stack your hips, stay there, or shoulders over wrists. Roll to the outside of your left foot and step it behind you for wild thing. Hips up, spine in towards your heart. 3, 2, 1. Right hand down, step right foot forward. Find a pyramid pose. Shorter stance, left toes out on an angle. Bend the right knee if you need to, but really try to keep your legs straight. Squeeze your leg muscles. Pull your right hip back a little, left hip forward. Grab a block if you used it on the other side. Left hand, mat or block. Turn your chest to the right and reach your right arm up. Revolve triangle. Shift some weight back into your left leg. Open your chest to the right. Maybe look up for 3, 2. Look down, left hand forward, mat or block, left leg up. Stay here and revolve half moon, or bend your left knee, take your right hand back for your foot. I like to bend the right knee a little bit to get there. If you've got the foot, I like to bring the block to tall height. Kick to the left and up. It's a lot in that standing hamstring as well, so if you want, you can put a little bend in your standing leg for 3, 2, 1. Gently release both hands down. Take a big step back with your left foot and drop your knee for half splits. Feel free to wiggle your right leg around, the toes, or just bend and straighten. Shift yourself forward. Runner's lunge, left hand down, tuck your back toes. Now, coming into kind of that sunrise lunge again, all 10 toes point off to the right. Either tree pose, side plank on the left side, or right peace sign fingers, grab your big toe, side plank, right leg up, looking down easier, looking up harder. Squeeze your glute muscles, press your hips a little forward for 3, 2, and 1. Right hand down, let's take pigeon pose. Right knee behind your wrist, left leg long behind you. Any sort of knee pain, take a figure 4. We've done plenty of those today. Find some stillness in your pigeon pose. Maybe the shoulders, the jaw, the palms, let those relax. A few more breaths here. Slowly walk your hands under your shoulders, roll onto your right hip. Let's open up towards that left side of your mat. Both legs open, straight, toes pointing up. Now, the wider your legs, the more stretch you'll get on your inner thigh, so it's up to you. Now, I want you to start by taking a side stretch. Bring your right hand to your right hip, reach your left arm up, inhale, then lean to your right, left arm comes up and over. Keep flexing both feet. Maybe you grab your foot, but maybe not. Maybe you stay here and enjoy that stretch left side. Think about the thighs externally rotating, so the inner thighs going up towards the ceiling, the outer thighs spiraling down towards the mat. Inhale, lift yourself back up and switch. Left hand to the right side of your waist, right arm up. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze left side and lean. Notice the more you engage left oblique, the more stretch you get on the right side. Equal parts, effort and ease. Breathe here, feet flex for 3, 2, 1. Back up through center. Keep legs out, walk hands forward. Forearms, forehead down, toes flexed. Only go as far as you can keep your back flat. So for me, I'm going to stay right here. And slowly walk your hands back. Swing your left leg to meet your right leg. Plant your feet on the mat. Reach your arms forward. As slow as you can, start to roll yourself all the way down onto your back, one vertebrae at a time until you come all the way down. Now let's walk the heels a little bit closer. Arms by your side. Feel your pelvis tuck underneath you. So think your entire low back is nice and flat. There's no arch here. Nice and flat. You'll feel a gentle scoop of your pelvis. Plant your feet firmly and then lift your hips up while keeping that tuck. You can envision your tailbone scooping towards the back of your knees. Inner thighs now spiral a little bit towards each other. So like they're magnetized, like you're squeezing a block or a balloon between your knees. Firm your glutes, lift hips for 3, 2, 1. Slow lower. Let's go ahead and take the right leg over the left leg, not figure 4. I think we've done enough of those, but kind of almost like a half eagle wrap. So we're going to do like a supine cow face pose. We've done this before. Your right leg's on top of your left. Kick your feet in opposite directions. Now you just reach your hands forward and grab your ankles. So your left hand will be grabbing your right ankle, right hand grabbing your left ankle. And then the more you pull your feet away from each other, you'll feel this in your outer hips. You can also play around with rocking side to side, pulling the low back down towards the mat and tucking your chin in. Gradually release that grip. Keep your legs crossed and take your knees over to the left. Look off to your right. Allow your breath to return to a more natural state. No forcing. And then slowly bring your legs back through center, unwind them, and switch. Left leg on top of right. Lift your feet up off the mat. So you're kind of kicking your feet in opposite directions. To me, I like to take the left hand to the right foot first because it's a little bit harder to reach, and then right hand towards the left foot. Pull your feet in opposite directions. Feel a stretch through your outer hips. Release that grip, but keep your legs crossed. Take your knees to the right and look off to your left. Left shoulder heavy. Slowly start to unwind through center, uncross your legs. If there's any final pose you'd like to take here, another back bend, any sort of inversion or happy baby, now is a wonderful time. If and when you're ready for stillness, go ahead and extend your legs forward, letting your toes flop out a bit. Walk the shoulder blades underneath you so your chest feels open. Your arms will sprawl off of your mat. Relax your palms. Feel your inner thighs and your abdomen soften. No need to hold any contraction or tension in those spaces. Relax your jaw and the space between your eyebrows. There is nothing you need to do or know where you need to be for this moment to be perfect. Relax and enjoy. Shavasana. Slowly bring some awareness back to your fingers, your toes. Feel free to give them a wiggle. Allow fresh energy, life, prana to move through your veins. Feel revitalized, refreshed, and renewed. When you're ready, take a big stretch, arms overhead, lengthen. Maybe yawn here. Hug both knees into your chest and squeeze. Roll onto your right or left side, fetal position. Find and enjoy a moment of stillness. Gradually make your way up to a comfortable seat. Eyes closed or soft downward gaze. Keep your awareness internally. What can you feel in your body? Notice any subtle shifts that might have happened over the course of your practice. Less distractions, point of focus, breathing. Bring your hands to your heart center. Press your thumbs into your sternum. Take a big breath in. And exhale, sigh, let go. Om Shanti, Om Peace. Thank you guys for sharing your energy and practicing with me. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you so much for tuning in to this yoga class. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I so appreciate it. Share it with your family and friends. Let me know what you liked in the comments or what you didn't like so much in the comments as well. I always try to read everything and respond as well. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. I am releasing 2 classes a week now. One is a Vinyasa class on Wednesdays, and the other is a posture lab on Fridays. Right now we're covering very basic poses, the foundations. That's exactly what we want. And then we'll work into some more challenging poses. So if you have anything you'd really like to see, go ahead and let me know, and make sure to check that playlist out as well. See you guys next time.